hate predators. That's how I feel. All right. And I know I'm a little goofy, silly, wacky, but I don't understand how people who minors are still able to have a successful career. I just want to say, Dr. Disrespect, sincerely, f*** you. Sincerely, f*** you. How? How are we in a day and age where it's like, he admitted it, dude. He made a statement where in 2017, I did message a minor. And then he proceeded to say in a statement, and sometimes it got sexually explicit, but that's all. What? What do you mean that's all? Bro, that's the problem. What do you mean that's all? That's the problem. You're sexting underage people. Are you psycho? And then in the messages, and even there was literally people who reported on it who were like, oh yeah, they had a discussion about meeting up, but they never did. And then in his own statement, he said, yeah, we talked about meeting up, but we never did. And I'm like, motherfucker, To Catch a Predator does the same thing. If the pedophile doesn't show up at the Sting House, they still arrest them because it's intention. What do you mean? Anyway. So he's back, for those of you guys who don't know. Which is, you're like probably wondering, Alicia, why are you ranting about this now? Wasn't this like a few months back? At least a month ago? After these allegations came out, then after he confirmed the allegations and made a statement, he went on vacation. When he was on vacation, right before he came back, he deleted his original statement. The one where he admits to sexting a minor. And now, people are dick riding him as if nothing happened, making excuses for him. He peaked at 200,000 viewers today. That's the world we live in, where people can abuse children, take advantage of their position, and come back to these platforms and act like nothing happened. So, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm going to show you what he looks like. And you'll be like, oh, I've seen him before. Oh my God, what? Like, I've seen him. I just didn't know who he was. That might happen to you here, okay? So let's pull him up for you. Because don't worry, Mama Alicia brings receipts, bitch. She provides.
Elephant in the room, Doc. We're waiting.
Oh my God. Oh God. It's the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the thing I've ever.
Just relax, man. There's a special breed of people out there, huh, champs? Holy shit.
Yeah, ones who don't like pedophiles. A special breed of people who don't like pedophiles. Isn't that crazy, champs? Isn't that crazy? Wow. Feels weird, huh? Feels weird. Wow, it's really our problem here, huh?
Let me play my damn Wordle. You might want to address that, okay? Okay. I will.
So that's him first acknowledging it. Also, shout out to Bob in chat who literally listed this all out and properly got all the clips compiled for me. Shout out to you, homie, because you a real one for that. So W Bob in the comment section on YouTube. All right, let's continue to the next clip. Next clip is labeled "Mocking Fans Who Want Answers."
Yeah, just keep ignoring the issue and putting up this act. God, I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project.
No, man. We're worried because you have a child audience and you feel comfortable enough in your position of power to sext minors. And you feel comfortable enough that you think it's not a problem. That's the issue. No one here is like, oh my God, I feel so insecure, so I have to attack you. We're worried about the kids, bro, you fucking weirdo. I'm sorry. Common sense has left the fucking building. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, champs.
All right, so that's him mocking people who are even trying to get him to address the situation. Because again, this is his first stream after his vacation. After everything came out. Cancel culture is fake as fuck, bro. It's fake as fuck. Because if you actually want to cancel someone, cancel a pedophile with a platform who got banned for what happened, who admitted he committed this kind of conduct, and then gets to still have his platform. What is happening? Like, if cancel culture was real, this motherfucker should have been gone. Anywho. Oh, blames fans for misunderstanding his statement. All right, let me pull this one up.
The public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story. Huh, champs? You see, there was a lot.
You made a statement. You told your side of the story. You said in 2017, I messaged a minor. It got sexually explicit. But that's all. That's what you said. Then you deleted your statement. What are you talking about, you fucking psycho? What?
You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any firsthand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch. You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do.
I'll just let you know right now, if you have to argue over the semantics of what's sexting towards a minor, you're cooked, bro. Like, you're cooked. If you have to start going over through semantics of what the definition is verbatim, you're actually cooked.
And yeah, I used Twitch as Whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists...
Hey, dumbass, do you forget what happened? For those of you guys who don't know what happened, he made a statement where he said he messaged a minor with sexually explicit content. Like, he said that in his statement. He then edited his tweet to take out the word minor. Everyone cooked him in the replies, so then he added the word minor back in. He tried to take that out, by the way. He's acting like he owned it and put emphasis on it. He didn't. He tried to take the word out of his statement. He tried to edit it. And then everyone roasted his ass. What the fuck is he on?
Would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages?
You said they weren't. You said they weren't. You said in 2017, I messaged a minor. And sometimes it got sexually explicit. You said that. What is he? He's trying to change the narrative. Your statement. Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Mr. Diddler, you are the one who said that in your own statement. What are we saying here? He's so crazy.
You didn't.
What? Types that put the word minor and inappropriate in their to bail out journalists? No, he would not give a fuck about bailing out journalists. I don't even want to. Okay, claims there was no sexting and Twitch admitted it themselves. Where did Twitch admit that? Pull up a receipt, bitch.
Conveniently left out is 1. Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting.
Where? If they confirmed with themselves internally for the safety of the platform and gave you a permanent ban when you were at the peak of your career, I want to know. I want to know. Where is the screenshot of them saying that you were cleared for that?
And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Too bad you said that yourself, though. I pretty sure I still have a screenshot of his original statement. Let me go see if I can find it. If someone else has it faster than I do, please link it in the Discord. But I know that I screenshotted his original statement and tweeted it back in the day when he first came out with this shit. So I can probably find it. I tweet a lot and often, which is the struggle about me because I'm a yapper. Oh, my screenshot. Here we go. Where there was Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017, the answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate. Sorry. Leaned in the direction of being inappropriate. I'm sorry that I misspoke earlier with sexually explicit. Sorry. They just leaned too much in the direction. Leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate. My apologies. You know what? I shouldn't misquote you like that. Don't worry. I have a screenshot from your original statement because I know you a fake ass bitch and I knew you'd delete that shit. So guess who screenshotted it? Guess who, bitch? Me! I did! Fuck, man! He literally says it was a minor in the statement. He literally says he was inappropriate with the minor. He said that in his statement.
Cody Connors and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages.
Someone in chat goes, just dipping his toe in the pedo shit. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, man.
Photos with this Twitch user. That never happened. I even used the word inappropriate purposely. And look at how it's defined by everyone, champs.
Leaned too much to the inappropriate. You talk to a minor. Inappropriately to the point where you got fucking banned. What are you talking about? You're a psycho.
Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context, then what they...
Mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes. Buddy, you sexted a minor. Shut the fuck up. You sexted a minor. Stop it. This twist on the narrative is so insane. Bro took a month off, came back, and was like, yo, actually, and then deleted a statement.
People want...
Show the message. Release the messages. Show the messages.
Yeah, dude. If you really think that you have no issue here, show your messages. I don't see a problem with that. If you really think it was just jokes that were inappropriate and you really have nothing to hide, just show the messages. Right? Like, if we have to do the stupid placating, like, what the fuck is happening?
What are we in second grade?
No. You are trying to talk to second graders. There's a difference, bitch. It's not the vibe. What the fuck are you saying? Look how red his face is, dude. So stupid. So fucking stupid. I'm gonna say it clear with my whole ass chest, bro. I am so tired. So tired of people in positions of power abusing kids. This shit is ass. Alright? And like, I'm just so sick. I'm just so sick of all this like sexual misconduct and all this bullshit I see in the scene. And like, you know, this is off topic. I know I talked about this in a previous video, my Mr. Beast one, where I talked about like Evil Toaster for a bit. After I posted that video, he DM'd me. Those of you guys who don't know the Evil Toaster situation, I talked about it in a previous video with like 20k views or something. Basically, a 54-page Google Doc came out about him. And prior to that, I was defending him because people were calling him creepy for a Twitch feature that he helped implement. And I was like, hey, don't call my friend creepy. So I stood up for him. 14 hours later, a 54-page Google Doc came out about him. And I deleted my original tweet because I was like, oh shit, that's super insensitive of me to like defend him for being creepy when like someone just put out a whole document about their experience with him. So I put out a statement being like, I didn't have that experience with him, but I hope both parties like are okay during this whole thing, right? So it's like, I don't know anything about the situation. I didn't read the doc yet. So I was like, just want to make sure that I'm not here like taking sides or anything. Not because I wanted to be a fence sitter, but because I haven't read the situation yet. So when Evil Toaster and I talked, like after like I made that tweet, he's like, sorry, you're getting nuked. And I'm like, yeah, they're like really coming after me in my replies right now for defending you. And I was like, but I didn't even defend you. I said it before the Google Doc came out. So I was like, pretty pissed off about it because I'm like, man, I didn't know he was doing shady shit, right? Because like he never was like explicit with me. He never was like crossing a line with me because I've always been in a relationship the entire time I've known him. Right? I've been with Rich ever since I met Evil Toaster. I've never had the issue of him flirting or being inappropriate with me. Never had that issue. So I was like, okay. I just assumed that he was like that towards other women as well, just being normal. And yeah. So I said in the DMs directly, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you're my friend. And then later on in it, he was telling me that it was mutual, that the flirtationship was back and forth between him and like a lot of the women, right? And that some of them he like settled with in DMs privately. And I was like, oh, cool. So like you like have a way to contest this, right? Screenshots. Like you have a way to contest it if it was mutual. So I waited a week. I waited a week and a half. And he never made a statement and he went back to streaming like nothing happened. And that gave me the biggest fucking ick in the world. The reason why, like, no. For the situation of Evil Toaster, he wasn't involved with minors. If he was involved with minors, I think I would have been a lot more psycho about shit. Because you know how protective I am of kids. Still, like, cut him off completely, though. And I will tell you guys about the follow-up. But the reason why I was even willing to give the benefit of the doubt was because he told me it was mutual. And if it was about minors, I wouldn't have even given him the benefit of the doubt. I would have just completely dropped him instantly. And once he started going back to streaming without making a statement, I was like, oh shit. He's going to do the classic thing where you pretend nothing happened and you keep uploading and you keep streaming and you hope that your core audience doesn't notice. And I'm like, that is so fucking gross. And I'm not going to tolerate that. Right, there's so many times where we see content creators with clout who don't own up to the shit they do. They just move on past it like nothing happened. And I don't want to associate with people like that. I don't want them to be my friend anymore. So when I put out that YouTube video, like a few days ago, he messaged me pretty much instantly. He messaged me about that. He was like, let's see. Oh, he sent me another message after. I didn't even read it. He said, how are things? And I said, nah, dude, we aren't chill anymore. Let me just read this. I said, nah, dude, we aren't chill anymore. I really thought you were going to put this, you're going to put out a statement back when everything happened. I thought you'd at least contest the doc with screenshots or something, but you went back to streaming like nothing happened. I said I'd give you the benefit of the doubt, but that's now gone. Because messaging a bunch of women and moving weird was off-putting, but you said it was back and forth. I had enough faith in you that you'd post your side. I misplaced my faith. I misplaced my faith in you clearly. And then there was a back and forth where basically I just keep shutting him down on repeat. So I just don't like, just talk to women normally. It's not that fucking hard. Not every time you get close to a woman do you have to make it sexual or like a relationship thing. You could just be friends. I think a perfect example of just a solid friendship is Coma and I. Coma and I are best friends. And Coma and I would never flirt with each other. We just say crazy shit all the time and have a fun time. That's all friendships need to be. They don't need to be more than that. I resort to block you after a couple replies. Yeah, I unfollowed him on everything and I just completely just shut him out of my life. I just don't give a shit. It's just, yeah. Sorry. So I'm just kind of like saying it more flat out again. I don't. When it comes to like, I think a good way to approach most allegations in life are like proof, right? You want proof of a situation or acknowledgement from both sides. That's a huge thing. That's really important, right? So when I tell you like, hey, oh cool, you have proof. Oh cool, like you can contest this. And you don't even have receipts. You don't even have anything. Just fuck that. Just fuck that. And I'm going to be the kind of person who stands with women and men who are abused in position, like who are getting abused in positions of power by other people. And I'm not going to say, oh, men, when they get clout, turn to shit. No. Do you know why? Because there's a lot of really great men out there. There's a lot of really great people. And also, women can be fucking psycho too and take advantage of guys. We've seen this time and time again on the internet as well. Right? So it's not a gender thing, right? It's just fucking gross. That's what it is. And you see people like Dr. Disrespect, which is a very different situation from Evil Toaster. Dr. Disrespect in particular was messaging a minor. You don't get the benefit of the doubt when you're interacting with children. You don't. You don't get a grace period with me. Right? With adults, and you tell me that it was mutual, and I've been your friend for like 4 to 5 years, I'm down to hear you out. But after a week, and you go back to streaming like nothing happened, you're cooked. You're fucking cooked in my books. I don't give a shit. Like, that's it. And I'm sick and tired, man. And I'm cool with dropping anyone. I don't care how long I've known you. I will drop a motherfucker fast if I think you're a piece of shit. And in that situation, I think they are genuinely a piece of shit. Because, like, I give the time to contest things. I give the time. I'm not somebody who's like, you need to give it now. Wow, right? I'm like, no, I'll give it time. But if you're gonna act like nothing fucking happened, how am I supposed to be okay with that? And I don't even mean that from a career standpoint. I could have chose to not tell you guys about this. I could have chose to stay his friend, let it ride off like nothing happened. Like some of the other friends he has is acting like nothing happened, still talking to him, some of them in his DMs to me, some of his friends told him to stay quiet. That's also something insane to me. For Evil Toaster in particular. Some of them told him to not make a statement. Just so that he could choose his career over saying sorry to the women he affected. What the fuck is that? Like, you are sick too if you think that's acceptable behavior. And I was like, and I said to him in my replies and my DMs, was like, I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be the person to think that's acceptable behavior. Like, you're not my friend. That's it. Like, we aren't cool. Like, no. Or they might be involved in some way. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that it's inappropriate. It's dog shit. And I have zero tolerance. And I'm more than happy to give friends the benefit of the doubt. But that can run out very quickly. And if you tell me that it was back and forth and you can't even provide screenshots of it being mutual, you're cooked. You're cooked. It's kind of like how, for example, mind you, different scenarios. This is a predator who's a child predator. It's very different. But Dr. Disrespect was like, oh, screenshots. The same mentality. If you have nothing to hide, show the screenshot, man. For real. It's funny that Nick Merckx isn't even defending Dr. Disrespect. The thing about Nick Merckx is a piece of shit, too. Let's talk about that. Nick Merckx is such a piece of shit that he's like, oh, yeah, trans people are tainting our children. Yeah. Oh, my God. Me and my buddies, we stick up for kids. Yeah, your buddy was trying to stick it in a kid. What the fuck is wrong with you, Nick? Oh, you're so worried about protecting the kids? Awkward. It's fucking awkward. Yeah, but he's not my friend anymore. Yeah, but he's not my friend. So, I think it's fucked up, and I disavow our friendship. Okay, man. Okay. You really want to talk about protecting our kids? Look at your friend group. See if there's any more pedophiles in there. Because I feel like you should be doing your due diligence with those around you before you start judging the trans community. That's all. Right? It's just that simple. It's just that simple. If you really give a fuck about protecting the kids. Because one of your friends who you hung out with every day was a pedophile. Right? And I'm all for people like disavowing them. But if you are on a platform of like, protect our kids and saying really toxic shit about the trans community. And like when it comes to a lot of things for like comes to trans issues and like transitioning and all that kind of stuff, I know that everyone has different stances about what age is appropriate, what's appropriate leading into it, things like that. And I think a lot of criticisms are valid based on where you live. I think that sometimes a deeper conversation about understanding the psychology and also like the biology of people is really important as well. So I'm more than happy to have that discussion at some point at a fuller extent if you want me to. And I think it's also important to understand that there's nuances in relation to transitioning. And when it comes to being like, oh, no, like it's affecting our kids, and then using only like small examples as a way to highlight the larger issue at hand, it's stupid, right? We need to talk about majority aspects when it comes to percentages. We need to look at what helps people and benefits them in the future. I don't think that children, right, should be transitioning. I think teenagers and youth who are going through hormonal changes, who are going through the hormonal change, it's the easiest time for them to adapt into a transition. I think that should be fine, right? And if you're under that age, no, right? I think that one of the biggest things you can do is identification therapy, which is like about a year or two where you go through therapies to understand your identity, to understand your gender. And that's a completely wonderful thing. It's not to push you into one gender. It's to discover and understand yourself further. And you might find yourself, oh, well, maybe I'm not that. Maybe I'm non-binary. Maybe I'm actually just cisgender. Maybe I wasn't that. Maybe it was like an expression thing. Maybe it was my hormone imbalance already as a young age. Like there's so many different factors, right? And I find that that is more useful for somebody leading into a transition. And then I think that like, yeah, if someone's a teenager and they want to transition, I think that's perfectly fine. So that's my real opinion on that. Anyone who talks about it being for under the age of a teenager, I think is just being stupid. Like you got to really care about the fact that when you're at a young age, you don't fully understand your own body yet. And the thing is, though, is that for a lot of trans individuals, I'm going to say this very openly because as somebody who went to university for psych, is that a lot of trans individuals already know they're trans by the age of 3. That is incredible. So I'm not saying, oh, you're forced to live out your childhood as that gender, but it's like making sure that this is what you want because the change is massive. So, boom, that's all. Like, just making sure that you have your developmental stage, your understanding, and you go through those notions before. I'm gonna doubt that one. Well, it depends. Alicia, your mic? What about my mic? Um, yeah, my mic seems fine. Never mind. Okay, just you, buddy. Yeah, and I won't say that's for every case. There's some individuals, right? There's always going to be like other outlying factors. I think a good example was that when I was like about 10 or 11, I thought that I was non-binary when I was 10 or 11 because I didn't feel like I was one gender or the other, right? But I didn't know the terminology back then. We didn't even have LGBTQIA plus back in my day. We didn't even have LGBT back in my day. We had a thing called GSA, Gay Straight Alliance. And even then, that wasn't really a thing fully yet. Like I'm old, right? And it wasn't until I got into my teenage years that I started to figure out that, oh shit, I have a hormone imbalance. It's why, like, for example, my androgenins were so high that I was weightlifting in throwing competitions that made me stronger than other women. So I physically felt like more dominant than my gender to the point where I felt uncomfortable competing in a lot of women's sports because I was so much more dominant. That's why I was confused about my gender identity, right? And that's something that I would hate for a child to go through and not realize, oh shit, it's just your natural body's hormones, right? Because like for me, I have the hormones of like of a professional athlete, which is what caused me to have so many issues later on in life, was that my hormones were such a massive imbalance, though I'm a cis woman, right? Born a woman, am a woman, but that hormone imbalance that I had growing up caused a major issue with like me competing. So I think that it's important to be like, hey, from personal experience, if I was somebody who like transitioned or somebody who like identified too early in my life, I think that would have been detrimental to me. And I think that me being able to become a teenager and realize, oh, I'm a proud woman. Oh shit, I'm actually okay with who I am. I might be non-binary. I might be gender fluid at most, but I think I'm mostly a woman. And that's what I kind of came to terms with. And then even in my adult years, since my hormone imbalance was still there, which by the way, now it's regulating out because of my cancer treatment and everything. They're just completely regulating all my hormones now. I'm not nearly as strong as I used to be. I'm not nearly as physically able as I used to be. And I also feel more like a woman than I ever have in my entire life because of how different my hormone level has changed. And I don't feel like I'm gender fluid anymore. And that's okay to change your identity. And that's okay for you to grow and to learn who you are. And some people have the opposite, right? Where they feel like they're one thing and then realize there's something different later on. And that's okay too. And I think when it comes to the biology factor, caring about the biology of something is extremely important when it comes to the teenage years of development and change. So that's my stance. I don't think it should apply to kids. I think when it comes to teenagers, I think it's viable. I think when it came to my own instance, my hormone regulation helped me a lot. I just had someone in chat type, can I quit listening to you? And I'm like, yeah, man, I just banned them. Is that what you wanted? What the fuck? That was an easy fix. Yeah, weird. Anyways, looks like it's like a longer conversation about multiple things in here. Like, oh no, I'm so desperate for the extra viewer. Please, I'll change topics just for you, you shitty cunt. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit. Anyways. So, yeah, just a lot of conversations in one video. I want to make the video longer now just to spite that one person, but I'm not petty enough because I'm too tired. But thanks for watching. I like covering a lot of topics like this, but especially because when it comes to raising kids, I know like I've talked about this previously. I'm really passionate about the protection of children, especially on the internet, especially as like public figures, because one of the things that drove me to like be who I am today was I have 3 goals in life. I want a house, I want babies, I want to get married. And you might think Alicia domesticated as fuck, but it's all I want, man. That's all I want. And it's like, god damn, when people endanger children, I'm like, you don't have the right. You don't have the right to be on this fucking platform. Because if we're not protecting the kids, what the fuck are we doing? That's all. That's all there is to it. And I know it's kind of ranty. I talked about multiple things in here, but that's kind of what you get with me, baby. What's up, Shawty? We'll see you guys in the next one. If you're like, hey, this is a little too heavy, a little too dark for me, don't worry. I always got other videos here on the channel. I post multiple times a day on 2 different channels, Aliciaxlife and Aliciaxdeath. So don't feel like you need to watch these sort of topics if you don't feel comfortable. I always got other stuff here on the channel just to give you a good laugh and chuckle if you want. Or if you want to hear me rant about some shitty person so that you feel better because you're like, yeah, they're shitty people, and we like to like yell about it because it makes me feel better, then I'm here for that too. All right, we'll catch you later. Bye.